Hey guys, so if you're in the market for a home first aid kit, I think something like this, one of the more commercial based first aid kits, is probably a better option. It is a little more expensive, but it's a lot more comprehensive than most of the normal home style first aid kits. Something like this definitely isn't going to cut it. Just a couple band-aids, a couple hand wipes, a handful of gauze pads. It's better than nothing, but probably not going to cut it. Something like this is a pretty commonly found home style first aid kit. You'll find at most hardware stores, drug stores, grocery stores. It's usually pretty good value for the money, but there's no way that they can have as many first aid supplies in something like this as they can in the commercial size first aid kits. They're also usually not very well organized. They kind of just stuff as much stuff in here as they can. So it's hard to get to things. It's hard to know if you're running out of the supplies. Just a quick rundown on what might be included on some of the average $20 to $30 first aid kits that you find for home use are just a handful of cleaning wipes, alcohol cleaning wipes, just a pair of Neosporin, just like sample size Neosporin packets, one instant cold pack, a couple different styles of butterfly wound closures, some medical tape, couple gauze pads, a big assortment of different size band-aids, some non-stick pads, just 4 separate single serving doses of Motrin, 2 pairs of nitrile exam gloves, a little plastic set of tweezers, and then a simple first aid guide booklet. Something like this though has usually more of the same with some extra variety. Also, you can tell that it's a lot more well organized. So a quick rundown on some of the differences. Instead of just a couple doses of Motrin, you've got different styles of painkillers. There's aspirin and then non-aspirin and ibuprofen. There's 10 separate packs of 2 tablets. So obviously you got a higher quantity of a different variety, plus it's easier to keep track of if this stuff's expiring. If any of these items expire or you run out of them, you just look up the model number and you can order it straight off of Amazon. It's really easy to just refill these little packets because you just pull them out like that and then reinsert the new non-expired item back into that location. You could potentially reorient this because a lot of these boxes are standard sized, so you could double up on certain things or replace certain things if you wanted, but this is the way it comes. So quickly running through what's in here. Besides the medications, there's some first aid tape, another 2 pairs of nitrile exam gloves, antibiotic ointment. There's 10 packets as opposed to just 2 Neosporins in this one. We got some first aid burn cream, conforming gauze roll, and then a 3-inch version, 2-inch version, a 3-inch version. We got CPR face shield, triangular sling bandage with 2 safety pins, a much bigger quantity of alcohol cleansing wipes and antiseptic towelettes. There's 2 of those with 10 towelettes in each. You get actual metal tweezers and some metal scissors, and then a big collection of, just like this first aid kit, fabric, plastic bandages, butterfly wound closures, fingertip bandages, knuckle bandages, patch bandages. Also bigger assortment of various sizes of trauma pads. There's a 5x9, 10 3x3s, and then 10 2x2s with plenty of space to store those so they're not getting lost or blocking access to everything else. A reorder form if you would rather mail it in and reorder specific items as opposed to just searching them via Amazon. A similarly equipped first aid guide, and you can tell from just the way it's laid out, it's a lot easier to get to the things you're looking for. Everything's color coded, so bandages are yellow, antiseptics are blue, burn treatment is red, personal protection equipment like the CPR face mask and nitrile exam gloves are orange, and all the miscellaneous things are green, so like medications. It's in a fairly sturdy case, but it doesn't necessarily need to be like down underneath your sink or in a cabinet like a lot of times you'll find most normal home first aid kits, because you can hang it up in a cabinet. So it takes up maybe a little less space than this would because the space is otherwise not being used. You just put a couple nails or screws into the wall and then hang it. And then that makes it so that you can either go into the cabinet, whatever room this is being stored in, and just open the doors and get right into whatever you need, or you can just, via the handle on top, pull it off the wall and bring it wherever you need to bring it. So it's a little more expensive than this, but I think it's well worth the cost. And in my opinion, it's probably the best way you can spend your money for maybe going a little bit overkill on a home first aid kit. If you'd like to go even more overkill, or have even more well-stocked home first aid kit, and this is at least a good place to start. You might not have space to expand from here onto adding extra things besides whatever fits in this door. Maybe some things over on this door, but it's at least somewhere to pull supplies from if you're using a different storage device.